Everyone, this is Artz channel and you're watching part 3 of how to make your very own Monopoly at home. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2 of the whole 4-part series, tutorial series on how to make your very own Monopoly, I suggest you go watch them first. And this part of the tutorial, I'll basically show and teach you guys how to make the very own Monopoly money, especially for the Sonic X and Sonic Boom combined themed Monopoly. But if you guys have the Monopoly money from a standard or official Monopoly game, then you can also choose to use that money as well. And like I said, from both parts is just a template for you to follow. And if you really want to follow, then this is a video for you. And as you know, from part 1 and part 2, I've been telling you guys that I've added a special feature to this Monopoly game, and it is the Chaos Emeralds. Because what is a Sonic themed Monopoly without Chaos Energy and Chaos Emeralds? So I will give a link down in the description where I found the video to make these. The video is basically how to make your very own origami diamonds, and they looked kind of like the Chaos Emeralds, so I decided to make it. And for the origami paper, I bought it from Daiso, $2. It comes in all different colors. I just chose these 7 colors because it is kind of similar to the real 7 Chaos Emeralds. And basically I will brief you to how to play this game. You basically start off with $2,000, or what do you call it, 2,000 Monopoly. Then each Chaos Emerald is worth 2,000 Monopoly. So the Chaos Emeralds basically help you from not going into bankruptcy. So if you're playing with a two-player game, you basically, since it's a odd number, 7 Chaos Emeralds, what you do is that you divide it into 3 and 3, and 1 Chaos Emerald, you just play rock, paper, scissors or scissors, paper, stone, and the winner gets the extra Chaos Emerald. Or what you can do is that if you're playing a 3-player game, one gets 2 Chaos Emeralds, another gets 2 Chaos Emeralds, and the lucky person gets 3. And so on and so forth. It just divided evenly. So without further ado, I'll go into what this video's purpose is, and that is to make the very own Monopoly money, especially for the Sonic series. Thank you and hope you enjoy. And what you'll be needing is colored papers. What I've got here are a zone books, and this is basically a white paper. What inside is white. So yeah. And I have all different colored papers. If you don't have these, it's perfectly alright. You can use colored paper, or you can use a plain paper and you can design it whatever you want. And like I said, it's a Monopoly created by you, and it can be unique, it can be anything. Just use what you have at home. And these are what I have at home, and as you can see, I don't have a small green version, so I just took the big one. And what you need is a pencil so that you can erase off any errors, a ruler to cut. If you're not comfortable with the ruler, I suggest you use a pair of scissors, and a marker to draw. So let's get started. So now that you have all the materials, begin by tearing out the number of papers you want for your Monopoly money. For example, if you want 20 500 Monopoly notes, then you first choose a color for your 500 Monopoly note, and then you tear 20 pieces of it. So what I suggest you can do is that you come up with a list of the color code. Like for example, you want your white to be 500, your pink to be 100, or you just write it down, and then you decide how many pieces of it you want. For example, if it's a small, if you're making this board just for 2 of you, you and your best friend, or you and your siblings, 2-player, then you don't make too much of it and don't make less of the notes, because if you need them, they won't be there, and if you don't need them, they will be there. So you plan out your Monopoly first, so that's what I suggest. But in this video, I'm just going to show you how to make the template for the Monopoly money. So I'll be just using one piece at a time. So for example, the blue can be 500, then the yellow can be 100, the pink can be 50, anything. So I'll be showing you the dimensions right now. The dimensions, you need a ruler for this, I'm so sorry. So for the length, it will be 10 cm, and the breadth, it will be 5 cm. So let us begin by measuring that out. So you place a mark at 0 cm and 10 cm. And then you tilt the ruler, and you measure 5 cm. You draw a line. So you basically join the dots. As you can see, it looks something like this, and then all you have to do is cut it out. So if you need a scissors for this, please go ahead and get your scissors out. And there you have it. If you're concerned about the outline, since it's a pencil, you can just erase it off. Or if you want it to be there as a design, you can also keep it. Now it looks something like this, so all you have to do is to write, whoops. Now all you have to do is to write the currency. I choose this to be 500. So just write that in the middle. And what you do is that you decorate the outer corners. So what I do is I'm going to choose this pattern. Something like this, really simple pattern. If you don't want to decorate also, it's alright. And what you do is that you match the color of your note to the characters of the Sonic series. And as you know, white is basically Rouge the Bat. So I'm just going to draw Rouge the Bat right now. So yeah. And I'm just going to draw the head for now. I'm not going to draw the full body. Let me focus. Yeah, so it's a simple design for your note, and what you can do is that if you're tired of drawing Rouge for, for example, 20 pieces of the 500 Monopoly, what you can do is that you can also photocopy it to get 20 pieces, and then you can cut it out. Yeah, you can print out copies of it. Or if you really want to master your drawing of Rouge, then go ahead. The choice is yours, like I said. Now, moving on to the others, basically you do the same. Like what you did for this 500 Monopoly note, you just use the same dimensions, you cut everything out. You cut everything out into 10 cm and 5 cm, and then you choose what Monopoly note you want to use for that color, and then you match the color with the Sonic characters and you just draw it. It's very simple, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. After, I'm going to skip the part where I cut the dimensions because it's going to take a long time, but I'm going to show you how I decorate it. So yes, you can just pause here if you want to cut out. Now, after you've cut out the dimensions for all the notes, we'll get started by decorating the outsides. I'll just keep to this simple design, like what I did for the 500 Monopoly note. As you can see, I'm doing all of this in pencil so that it can erase the mistakes, and you don't have to worry about making a new one and wasting your paper. But if you wish to outline all these with a marker, a colored marker, blue, red, black, in the later part after you finished everything, then you can go ahead. Especially if you're photocopying, because pencil, it will make it more lighter. So if you're photocopying, then I suggest you use a marker to outline your drawing. So I've done with all five. I'll be focusing on 5 notes: 500, 100, 50, 20, and 5. I'll not be focusing on the 1 Monopoly yet, because I won't be needing it in my Monopoly board. But if you need it in your Monopoly board, you can continue and choose another color for your Monopoly note. So let's proceed into writing the amount. There. This is 100. This is 50. This is 20. And 10. Now we will proceed to draw the Sonic characters. What I've chosen is white for Rouge, red for Knuckles, blue for Sonic, yellow for Tails, and green for Vector. So let's get started. So first I'll be drawing Knuckles. A really simple, easy drawing of Knuckles. And if you want to color it, you can go ahead, but I don't want to color it because I like it the way it is. So we'll move on to Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm just drawing the heads for now. I'm not going to draw the full body. And yellow will be tails. Tails. And finally, Victor. This is kind of a challenge for me because I've never drawn Victor before. But I'll try. Here's Victor. Honestly, I've never drawn Victor before, but this is my first attempt. So since there's some more space at the side, what I would like to do is to write the name. To make the note feel complete. So here is the overall result. The 500 Monopoly note, the 100 Monopoly note, the 50 Monopoly note, the 20 Monopoly note, and finally the 10 Monopoly note. So that is it. So if you want to make more of these, you can photocopy it. But if you want to master your skills in drawing, especially Victor, as it was a challenge to me, you can go ahead and cut. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And stay tuned for my very last video on how to make chaos cards, especially for the Sonic Monopoly series, chaos cards. I'll be showing you how to make it and the get out of jail free card and etc. and etc. So do stay tuned, and I hope you like the very new feature I just added to the Monopoly. Actually, it isn't called Monopoly anymore. As you know, there are no houses, no hotels. There is nothing much about Monopoly. It's just a board game similar to Monopoly, as I added new features and I edited some features out, you know, the combinated chess cards. So do stay tuned for my final part of this tutorial series, and thank you so much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Goodbye.